Hello and welcome into another video, and this is just after the direct aired. There will come a day when we can doubt Nate and assume that the credibility is gone, because eventually they'll find him and feed false info, and bam, that's how you get rid of leakers. They've done it before. They actually did it before with Zelda, funnily enough. But yeah, today is not today, because there may be a blood moon rising, which I didn't realise. I haven't set this up. All I've done is I loaded it and put the Ocarina outfit on because I had to. Yeah, this is just after what is one of the greatest Nintendo Directs I've ever seen, and obviously there's going to be a lot of bias with the Ocarina thing, but even without, I was actually saying to people the way through it, like, I'm genuinely, on top of the fact that I don't find, well, the updates, that, like the remakes being announced, I truly did believe that. I had got to a point where if it turned out to be false, if it truly did turn out to be false, yeah, of course I'm going to have been disappointed, but this has still been one of the best directs I've ever seen. There's a lot to discuss, and obviously I'm going to be just kind of having some of the worst footage while I do this live. Maybe I should just swap to Mario Kart now, to be honest, because I've got enough for the actual thumbnail thing, so fuck it. Yeah. For ease, it is yet another Mario Kart video, because at least that way I can just leave something on while I talk. So we start with the fact that we open the new Rhythm Heaven game. I've literally only just got into the franchise. I haven't even uploaded that video yet. I have recorded the video for the 3DS. I have only just got into the franchise. I am absolutely loving it. I knew obviously it had been announced, but the fact that it started the show and it allowed me to actually really get into it. Because usually when I see Rhythm Heaven, it's like, oh, this is the franchise I'm not into yet, so it's like I don't really care about seeing it. The fact that I'm so hard onto Paradise, Rhythm Megamix Paradise, or Paradise Megamix. The problem is they changed the name in different places, so I'm just going to call it Rhythm Heaven Megamix, because I think that's what most people will know it as. So the fact that I'm so into that at this moment in time, to see Rhythm Heaven, whatever the new one was called, I forgot to actually write down the tagline. I just wrote, oh my god, it's more footage of the new Rhythm Heaven. Yeah, to say that with 80 new games, new JRPG mode, which kind of plays, I guess, a bit like Patapon, where you're doing combos. That looked amazing. Add in the co-op games, not that I've got anyone to play it with. I do know people who actually play these games, but unless you put them online, maybe, and even then, would you want to include online in a rhythm-based game? Like, that's not the type of thing that rollback netcode could fix, I don't think. So, yeah, we start with that. Absolutely amazing. It really did try to target me hard by going for bun-buns and drums, and even the whole Turtles kind of thing with the different Shinobi Ninja in the names. There was no date for it though, sadly, but honestly, the way this year's going, the fact that I stopped writing down dates, and I kind of done my job badly, because I do actually do this, not so much as a job, but I do take it seriously and try to provide people with information who don't have the time to actually watch these things. I try to always include the dates, but I'm getting to a point now where it's like, of course it's September, of course it's October, of course it's September, of course it's October. I need to clone myself to be able to have a chance to play everything that I want to play in those 2 months. This is, it's getting unbearable. It really is. There's too much. Could you have not delayed some of these things to maybe December? And I know December can be a death sentence, but especially after fucking GTA, but it's like rushing it all out to begin with isn't good either, because now it's like, oh, we're so scared of how much GTA is going to sell. Yeah, but now you're all cannibalizing each other. You've just suddenly entered 20 new games in a time span. Anyway, ranting. Not trying to rant, because I am actually happy. I'm just frustrated with the fact that there's too much to play, because no doubt, and I know it's probably going to be November, Nintendo are the only people, I think, with Ocarina who will go toe-to-toe with GTA and not give a fuck. And I'm really hoping so right now, because firstly, that would give me something to do in November. If not, I'll just play all of the many things that I don't get the chance to play in October that I'm still doing for the backlog from September. But anyway, we go on to a bunch of new ports, essentially. So we get Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Dragon's Dogma 2 with a new expansion. Stellar Blade comes onto the Switch 2. Orbitals is coming out also in September, and Orbitals looks amazing. I love the Haze-like games. It's the only EA games I've ever bought recently. Oh no, I did get Dead Space Remake, because I wanted to try to not so much support EA, because I truly do hate them, but I'm like, I really would like to give this franchise another chance, and then they shit all over it again, so it's like, oh well, more for me. I would love to be able to play Orbitals. I've got no one to play it with. I've had to, with every one of the Haze-like games, find someone to play them with to eventually get through them, so I'll do the same with Orbitals again. Rayman Legends 2.5 is coming. Obviously, new content for that, but it is just more Rayman Legends, and this video is already going to be long enough. We get the big walk next in August for August 4th, and the big walk's one of those friend swap games where it's just you hang out and you have vibes. They seem pretty cool. Again, not really got anybody in my life to do that with, so but I do know fine well it is something that I've done in other games. Hell, we used to hang out in the Destiny Tower as friend swap. It's one of those, yeah. We get a one-piece Grand Gourmet game where you're running a restaurant and it's a cozy game, and it kind of looks a bit like Dave the Diver, but not. And it's got like 400 characters from One Piece, and One Piece is yet another piece of media that there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time for anything in life to be able to actually fucking invest in all of this. And apologies if the video's been loud. I forgot my microphone decided to disconnect, so I had to reset all of it up, and I realised that I hadn't adjusted the volume, so I've done that now. Obviously, I know it's really late into the video, but either way, let's get back on track. Pocopia, we can finally go underwater. Pocopia, they're adding DLC expansion. One of them comes out today, 2 of them come out soon. I need more to go back to it, because I hit the 3rd area. I was loving that game, I truly was, and as soon as I got the 3rd area, I was spending more time sorting my inventory than I was playing the game, and it got to a point where instead of this game being something that I put on to chill out and have fun with and explore all the wonder, I was like, oh, I keep putting off all of my inventory sortage. I've got 27 boxes full of stuff. I spent 2 full days sorting my inventory, and by the time I was done, I'm like, I just don't want to play this game anymore. They need to make a massive inventory fix for that game. It's actually unplayable for people like me, and I think a lot of people, because I know a lot of people who dropped off that game real hard and fast. But yeah, getting DLC. Hopefully we get updates that actually add in some accessibility and fix some of these things eventually. Either way, I'll be buying the DLC, because of course, then we get the new Fire Emblem, and fucking hell, I'm not even done with Awakening, but I was like, give me it now so I've got something to play, because it's June. September, because of fucking course it is. Just let's add another 150-hour minimum JRPG into the mix for September, because of fucking course we do. Looks phenomenal. I can't wait to play it. I don't know how I'm going to find the time. Ninjala 2 coming to a Switch 2 exclusive, apparently. It didn't expect that. It's just an open world action and adventure thing. It looks cool, but I didn't play the first one. Why has my thing swapped back to the first page instead of the 3rd page? I've got 6 pages. 6 pages for this. This is one of the biggest directs I think I've ever had to write notes for. So yeah, we get a NSO, so Nintendo Switch Online, Donkey Kong Challenge event, which looks brilliant. It looks just like the Wii U NES Megamix game and 3DS Megamix and that, which I actually got the 3DS version back because I loved it on the Wii U and that cut some of the flack. Some of the crappy mini-games type thing. This looks amazing. It really does. But it's a limited time event. Nintendo, have you seen what's coming out this year? Have you seen just on your own fucking direct what's coming out this year? You're giving us a limited time event. Fuck you. Sorry, no, that's a piss take. But even worse, we're adding in 4 waves of new content for Donkey Kong Bonanza to celebrate the Super Mario 40th anniversary. Still no mention of a Zelda anniversary. Still no mention of a Zelda anniversary. Just not a thing. I'm forgiving you, but only because you know why I'm forgiving you. We'll get there. 4 limited time events in a game. Like, I'm not going to play that. I'll be lucky, unless it's 5 minutes of content, which then why are you bothering doing this? It's maddening. Absolutely maddening to put so much effort into something and make it limited time event for a game that you already buy. I hate this shit so much. It's the only real negative I have from this entire fucking direct. But, anger side gone. Let's move on to a new Vampire Survivors game that's a Jujutsu Kaisen spin-off type thing. Like, I don't know if spin-off's the right word here, but basically it is Jujutsu Kaisen, but in Vampire Survivors. I only actually started getting into the manga last year. I've only read the first couple of issues, and I realised, you know what, this is the type of thing, because there's not that much of it, I'm going to burn through it so fast, I'm going to wait a little bit until there's more volumes of Tankabound to read. So I don't know a lot about it, but I'm interested, because I love Vampire Survivors, and I was liking JJK. So Lords of Fallen 2 is coming next. No Elden Ring date, which was weird. We got a Lies of P port. Amazing game, one of the best Souls-likes I've ever played. I have just literally got into sorting Muramasa Muramasa Demon Blade out. It was a Wii game that got ported to the Vita, and I've actually got a Vita back. I've literally only bought it last night. It hasn't even arrived yet. So yeah, that'll be later. I knew I'd end up eventually getting into it. I really thought I'd convince myself that I wouldn't, but then I found one that was just too good to pass up. So I've literally only just sorted that game out yesterday. Like, not even 24 hours ago, not even 12 hours ago. I was like, I really wanted to play that. I always wanted to get into it. I knew it looked really good. And now we get Muramasa tongue-tied. Very legitimately tongue-tied. I genuinely, the flap at the end of my tongue, like, ties down too far. So, certain words are a struggle. I'm going to fuck this up so bad, like I already have done. Muramasa Revenant Blades. There we go. I don't know if it's a sequel because I haven't played the first one, or if it's just a remake, but either way, I couldn't believe it, and I was really happy to see it. Then we get all of the Xenoblade ports in Switch 2. Great for me, because my Xenoblade 2 is on my American Nintendo Switch account. It was my American 3DS account. Basically, when the game came out there, I had dollars. I was just going to say American credit, but of course I had dollars, so I figured I'd get it there, not realising it would turn out to be a really bad mistake going forward. So I've been trying to actually get Xenoblade 2 back for a while anyway. Things just got more expensive, but at least I can probably wait for a sale or something, because yeah, there's ports for 1, 2, and 3, over the moon. And we see a brand new game, Xenoblade Genesis. It looks brilliant, but again, it's too much. Too many JRPGs. There's just too much. At least it's not coming out in September, October. Then we get a brand new Nintendo Switch Sports. I'm over the fucking moon. Boxing's back, hell yeah. Table tennis is back, okay. Archery's back, one of the games I was wanting the most. Tennis is back. I've never liked how, like, if you could control your character in tennis, I'd like it a lot more. Volleyball, okay. Bowling, glad that's back, but it is bowling. Basketball, okay, looks decent. Golf, never been the biggest fan of, but maybe the motion controls on Switch 2 will be better. Thumb wrestling looks so fun and so cursed at the same time, and so like AI, weird, massive hands, and they spent way too long on it, but it gave me enough time to see if any of the Shadow Drop stuff had hit the eShop, but no, it hadn't at that point. Then we get skateboarding, which, yeah, go on. Power cruising instead of a new, I'm blanking on the name, wave race, there we go, instead of a new wave race. And then prop plane, which, okay, instead of like a new pilot wings, I guess. Then we got jump rope, which so many people are going to blow their knees out. The last time Nintendo did a jump rope game, I know people who blew their knees out because they tried to play it in their 40s and didn't realise that that was a bad idea. So yeah, maybe don't do that. Even if you do cardio, your knees may not like it at all. There's a reason that a lot of these things tend to age out. It's because the human body doesn't like it unless you are permanently doing it and it's used to it, you know. And even then that can wear things down, obviously. We get a RuneScape port next, we get a Hello Kitty Mario Party style game next, we get Star Fox details next, and then we finally get to more Duskbloods. We get an open beta test for Duskbloods. Oh no, sorry, I'd wrote down a Vania looking style game. I forgot, as I was moving page, we first got Final Fantasy HD 2D Resonance. Looks brilliant, really does. Still no Chrono Trigger. Again, I'm not trying to complain about what we didn't see, because at the end of the day, there's so many fucking games coming out that I need a break. I was actually getting to the point of, if they announce Chrono Trigger, I'm going to be really happy unless they see it out in September, and then I'm going to cry. But yeah, I'm kind of glad at this moment in time for no Chrono Trigger. So after Final Fantasy, we get a new Piku Niku and the new Final Fantasy, which does look really good. Right, I don't know, I'm not fully into Final Fantasy. Resonance, as far as I'm aware, is brand new. Like, it might be a port of a spin-off or something from ages ago that they're just redoing in HD 2D, but I think it's just a brand new Final Fantasy, but in the that style. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but yeah, it looks brilliant, but it's out in October, so yeah. Then we get Piku Niku, which a new 3D open world puzzler, they said. To be fair, it wasn't open world, it was puzzler adventure, I think they said. Dragon Quest Monsters 3, although it's not 3, it's just the newest Dragon Quest Monsters thing. It comes out December 3rd. Then we get the new Vania looking game, which was finally, we get some more Duskbloods detail. We're getting a beta open network test thing. Cool, we'll try to look into that. Splatoon Raiders, great, happy, glad it's coming out in July, looking forward to it, but that was my take a quick piss break because I was already about to be leaking from my eyes. I had a feeling I didn't want to be risking anything else, so sorry for the too much information. That just at the time I was really starting to get desperate for it, and I was regretting not going during the thumb break thing. The thumb war thing took so long. Deltarune Chapter 6 is out June 24th, over the moon for that. To be fair, oh, no, I was just about to say, to be fair with Splatoon, I'm saying it's out July, but I've got wrote down June 30th. No, that's just that we're getting another direct June 30th. Metaphor Fantasio port next, over the moon for that. I won't be playing it. It was my game of the year when it came out, but I have no need to go back to it on the Switch 2 at this moment in time. Eventually, maybe, but not when we're in this year of just stacked releases. Minecraft Switch 2 update, great that that's finally there. Then we get a huge third-party montage of like an Atelier game, a Space Marine port of the second one, Observer, Days, Metal Gear Collection, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Tales of Eternia, the Metal Gear 2 collection, by the way, not the first collection. SnowRunner Fitness Boxing 3 is getting an update, which is good news for me personally, who uses it as cardio. Cozy furry style game that I missed the name of, and I still haven't been able to go back and find it. Actually, I really do need to look into that, but it looked okay. It met the cozy quota, I guess. Then we get some Final Fantasy Online thing as well, followed by a bunch of Kingdom Hearts ports, and then finally Kingdom Hearts 4. This is yet another franchise that I would love to get into. I own all of them. Eventually, someday I'll find the time to play them. Don't know how, don't know when. Maybe I will actually need video games to completely cease being a medium that I can get. Maybe we get to the point where you need to plug your spine into a Matrix-like thing to play games, and I'm like, you know what? I'm too chronically ill to be doing that. Like, maybe that's when I'll finally find the time to play all of these fucking games. But over the moon, still glad and still happy for Kingdom Hearts 4 fans. And then we finally got the Ocarina remake. And the moment the Weave appeared and I saw the 2D drawing of Hyrule Castle, yep, physical reaction of inability to breathe, shortness of breath, just like constantly shaking violently, starting to cry, just balling up. I can't wait. No date other than 2026, and it's why I do think it might be November, because Nintendo don't give a fuck about GTA. Nintendo don't give a fuck about anyone. Nintendo are Nintendo. Nintendo are the people who, whether you love them or hate them, are the people who saved gaming a long time ago. And they still, I think, see that in their minds, despite it being over 40 years ago. They're like, we will always have a fan base because of what we've done. We can go through the lowest of the lows with the Wii U, and we can follow it up with a Switch. Nintendo will be the people who go, I don't care that GTA is coming out. The people who play GTA, the people who play Ocarina, both of them will buy day one, sure. They'll find a way to do it type thing. And honestly, I think that'll happen. There are probably some people out there who are currently hating the fact that Nintendo might be the only people who compete with them and go, yep, this is our big November game. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm really hoping it's their big November game. I don't want it to be September or October, and that's just it, isn't it, as well? We know Nintendo's games now, thankfully, for the next few months. We don't know what the November game is, and we don't know what the December game is. They're not going to do Ocarina December 4th like they did with Metroid Prime 4 to send it out to die. It's going to be the November game, and that's... I hope... I mean, I have no reason to doubt the rumours. Nate also said there'd be a console. November would really help me out personally, because I know fine well I want the Flex Strike Fight Stick when that eventually comes out in August, I want to say. I still have interest in the Steam Vive Freedom, whatever the VR headset thing is, but I honestly don't know if I can afford it, because that might be too expensive. The fact that the Switch 2s are now starting to come out with a replaceable battery in the EU because of issues, and this is why I didn't actually want to get a Vita, and then I found out actually you can replace the battery pretty fucking easily. So the fact that we're getting a replaceable battery model is actually enough reason for me to want to upgrade. I would kill for this to be the OLED as well. I don't know if it would be, but I really would like November, personally, for my own wallet, to be able to buy the console of my dreams. Would be an Ocarina of Time Switch 2 with OLED and a replaceable battery. I will take an Ocarina of Time Switch 2 with a replaceable battery with just the regular ass LCD screen. I will still get that. I don't know what I'm going to do with my current Switch 2. I truly don't. But I bought every single Zelda 3DS. And yes, eventually, I actually got rid of them. Eventually, I got rid of them to fund a load of stuff. I probably should have kept maybe one of them, because obviously they are something special to me. But I needed the money to really help out with my room reparations. When I was going through fully rebuilding some stuff. So it was one of those, do I have like a place where I can sleep, or do I have 6 Zelda 3DSs, or however many I actually had? So I ended up selling them and kept a bog standard basic one. And because of that, I have been desperate for them to make a Zelda console that I actually like again, because I really didn't like the last few that they've done. As much as I love Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom and that, I didn't like a lot of the things that we got, and we didn't really get any actual Zelda Switches. We got like the Hylian Shield Master Sword thing for the Skyward Sword, like the Joy-Con. I had those. I ended up giving them away to someone when I gave my Switch 1 away when I got my Switch 2. But I would really love a Zelda Switch 2 that looks like it needs to be black and gold, because this is the problem. I like black consoles too much, but I also like other color consoles. I'll take green tunic, I'll take black and gold, like I will take whatever they give me that's in the actual Ocarina style, as long as it's not like bright flashy white or an entirely gold console. Because with Majora's Mask, the Majora's Mask 3DSs, I say that as if there were two, it's because there were two gold 3DSs. The gold Triforce one worked, for Majora's Mask it just didn't. Because, like, Majora's purple. Everyone knows Majora's purple. Majora's just got that purple vibe because of the mask. And it should have been purple and green because of the mask and Link. And instead we got gold and black. And it's like, these are the right Zelda colours, but not for this motif. So I hope it looks good. But either way, I know fine well I'm going to want to buy it. And especially if it's got an OLED. Like, it'll be the first OLED one. Of course I'll fucking buy it. But just for the battery alone. And yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of people looking at that trailer. I've already seen people saying that about the art style and this, that, and the other. I'm at the point of I'll let the game come out and see how I feel by the time I've seen everything. I'm not going to judge it on a 30-second trailer, because I've been down that road with Breath of the Wild and was completely wrong in every facet of the game. So yeah, and I know obviously Breath of the Wild took some time to come out, and this is going to come out very soon, but it's still Ocarina. And the only thing that this trailer didn't obviously truly convey is it just a graphical upgrade, and for the most part it is just the same old Ocarina, which I would be fine with. I genuinely would, because either way I'd still have a more modern version of one of my all-time, well, the most important game to me, no ifs, ands or buts. But I would also like to know if we could get some information maybe sometime soon that shows, is it actually a full ground-up remake? Are we still waking up? I mean, we're still waking up and doing the Great Deku Tree and everything. That was kind of confirmed. Are we still waking up doing that? And then it turns out that actually Kakiri, the entire Kakiri area is way fucking bigger. And then when we go out into Hyrule Field for the first time, everyone knows that the first time you hit Hyrule Field, you had that grand thing and the game felt gigantic. And over time, the game's actually relatively small. You can run end to end in a couple of minutes. But it felt gigantic. Are we going to actually get that again, where we leave and suddenly it's like, oh, they've really made this place bigger, huh? And oh, look at how big Death Mountain is, and how far away Death Mountain is, and look at the, like, I can't even see the access to Lake Hylia anymore. Like, are we going to get that kind of, from the ground up, everything's bigger and better? That's what I think a lot of us are hoping for. But I'll take the former. I want the latter. I'll take the former. But either way, it's real, and I cried, and I shook, and fucking hell, this has been the best Summer Games Fest ever, hands down. No ifs, ands or buts. By the time every single event is done, that's one of the greatest Nintendo Directs ever, for me personally. That had so much that I actually cared about, so much that was important to me. That is one of the all-time, if not the all-time. Sony's all-time event was in February. Microsoft's all-time event was Sunday. But Sony's event this week was still really fucking good. It was a great opener at Summer Games Fest. And then we got all of those amazing indie showcases. And we got the actual Summer Games Fest and everything. And that was a very special week for games. And it's a week I needed after the year I've had. I'm still battling some serious issues, health-wise, that are driving me crazy, that I'm barely getting any sleep with, that I'm just really struggling with. It's been awful this year, and watching the Avs collapse yet again, so I even lost out the avenue of talking to Avs friends. It's just, all of that has been fucking awful for me. So I needed this week to be good, and wow, what a week of games it's been. Don't know when I'm going to find the time to play all of it, truly don't. But there's so much coming in the future, and I'm so glad I've got a Switch too. And if this isn't Nintendo being as generous as they can, the fact that they did the whole, our console prices are going to go up starting September 1st, and they've shown this is the reason why you want to get in, not just before the price goes up, but get in because the future looks fucking good for Nintendo. The fact that we didn't see an Animal Crossing today, we didn't see a Kirby, we didn't see so many franchises. Year 3 of the Switch is going to be pretty fucking good, because I imagine that's when we'll start seeing some of those things. Maybe we'll see Animal Crossing and it'll come out year 4, but I imagine the Kirby team's been working on what since the Kirby DLC? You know, like there's a few things, and we know there's going to be a Mario game coming at some point as well. There are, sorry, I've just punched the microphone and I'm making sure that it's still actually recording and not muted itself. There are some truly great reasons to own this system right now, and that is again why I did do the video series of how to get into gaming in 2026. I still feel, and yes, there are systems like the 3DS that I keep championing at this moment in time, and the Vita, which I'm about to champion, no doubt, that you can do so many things on. They are also great avenues into gaming, but those videos were all about if you want to get into gaming and be a part of the zeitgeist, the modern day current zeitgeist, getting into a Switch 2 to experience all of this. This is the time to do it. It just truly is, as far as I'm concerned. And with that, I fear I'm starting to lose my voice. It already broke once or twice in this video. I'm going to say I truly hope you have a great rest of your day. I've been Sky Fellowship, and until next time, which obviously the next event like this will be Gamescom. I'm probably not going to do anything with Gamescom because it's small. I figure I'll do TGA and I'll do the Summer Games Fest thing because this is a huge week. Gamescom's usually the mid one where it's like we get a little bit of updates for stuff that we like, but nothing too major. Like, it's not going to be Half-Life 3 is not going to be revealed at a Gamescom, you know. We're not going to get a Zelda Ocarina of Time deep dive at a Gamescom, you know. Right, so until then, bye!